y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Aaliyah Brianna, if you didn't know, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how I flawlessly pluck my frontals every time. I'm going to give you guys a method that you can stick to, and every time you pluck your frontal it'll be popping, so stay tuned, sis. So as you can see, the knots are already bleached and baby hairs are separated, and all we have to do is begin plucking. Now I pluck in two different steps, so I'm going to show you how step 1 looks. This is what step 1 looks like when you just do the pluck and skip method. So my step 1 consists of doing the pluck and skip method, and this is what it looks like before you do anything. So you can see how it's starting to look more natural. Now this is what step 2 looks like once it's been complete. I went through all of the skipped spaces and thin those out so that it can give a more natural appearance. Now look at that side versus this side that still has not been plucked yet, still completely dense. This is all the hair that you get once they send the frontal. Now look at both of them side by side. Look at how much more natural it looks on the side that's been plucked versus the side that has not. Now you can put your wig straight on out of the box, but I definitely recommend you take your time and you customize your wig to your liking and to the appearance of your natural hairline. Now as you can see, I also left hair out in the front because I can go in and further customize the shape of my hairline using all of that hair up there. Now this is the tweezer that I'm using, and I'm showing you guys that it's not too pointy, it's just right. And that is how I'm going to hold my tweezers. I'm going to pluck it. I'm not going to pluck from the pointy side. I'm going to pluck on the side that has the angle. Make sure you have a comb so you can comb through and check your work as you're plucking. So you're going to start by plucking in one spot, plucking in one space, going straight back, and you're going to skip a space, and you're going to do that throughout the remainder of the frontal. So when I say pluck a space, you essentially want to create like a space or a parting using your tweezers, and you're going to keep skipping. Now it doesn't really matter how big or small your sections are, but please be mindful that you are still going in those skip sections and you're going to pluck even more. So I like to do mine at least an inch apart or ½ inch apart, but not too close. Now you're probably thinking that I'm going to create a bald spot. That is essentially the idea, but you do not want to make it a bald spot. So as you can see, I'm going straight back and I keep plucking, and yes, it is a bald spot, but it's going to look like a part. Now trust me, your frontal is going to look natural. You just have to listen to what I'm saying, watch what I'm doing, and take your time. So this is what the pluck and skip method looks like, and if you look on the other side, you can see that's what it looks like once you complete both steps. You can just stop at the pluck and skip method, and I recommend just stopping at the pluck and skip method if you're using curly hair, because curly hair sheds over time, so the hairline is going to thin over the course of you wearing the wig. Also, like if you're just simply putting your hair in the middle part, you don't need to go in and pluck and skip and then go and pluck some more. Like literally you can do the pluck and skip method, get the hairline looking pretty natural, and you can just leave it at that. But if you want to be able to have like the versatility with your frontal and be able to like pull your hair back, pull it up into a half up, half down, do some braids, like you want to spice it up, I definitely think you need to do both steps of this plucking process. Please just take my word. At the end, y'all gonna be like, damn, Arrogant Tae plucked that frontal. Listen, sis, I got you. I'm not gonna steer you in the wrong direction. So I am wrapping up this side, and as you can see, this is just what it looks like. It looks pretty natural, doesn't it? But look at it versus that side. And so these are all of the spaces, and next I'm going to go in and thin out those spaces. And those spaces were on that side, but I thinned out each side and it became one cohesive look. So I'm going to finish up the pluck and skip method on this side, and I'm going to go ahead and get into step 2. Alright, so right now I'm going in all of the spaces that we skipped, and I'm thinning them out more. So I'm going to try to put this in an analogy. So think of highlighting and contouring your face. When you first put down your concealers, you put your highlight underneath your eyes and you put your contour on your cheeks. That's creating the blueprint. And then you take your beauty blender and you blend it out. So step 1 of the plucking process was creating the blueprint for your hairline. And step 2 is now you're blending everything together, creating one cohesive look for your hairline. I really hope that that was a good way to think about it. I'm just trying to do my best to make sure I explain this efficiently for all different types of learners. I want this video to be very, very educational. I want you guys to learn something. I also want you guys to have a set method, so every time you pluck a frontal, it is coming out the same, instead of you having one frontal that comes out good and then the next one is not so good and then the one after that is like popping. Like, no, you want to be consistent. So now I'm giving you guys a method that you can stick to, and with every frontal you do, all you're doing is most likely just getting better and better. So I've only plucked the first couple sections and it's already starting to look blended. Like, it's looking good. It's like looking a little bit more natural now. And this is what it should look like once you go in those spaces and like start thinning them out. This is what it should look like. This is the idea. I'm gonna continue doing this, but before I go, I just want to say I really do hope that you guys learned something today. If you feel like you learned something today, like this video, go ahead down and tell me what you like about this video in the comment section. Ask me a question if you have any, and just tell me what kind of videos do you want to see from me in the future. Also, I want you guys to go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when I post more videos. I have crazy content ideas, but I just need you guys to be here with me. So click the notification bell so that you're here with me, and whenever I post some fire, you got the notification first and you can watch it first and you can get the tips first, sis. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys at the end when this is all finished. So I finished plucking the rest of that side, and I also took the parts that I had sectioned off and blended those with the back. So I'm just going to show you guys how I do it. You can do step 1 and step 2, but I'm kind of just doing step 2 on this part because this section that I pulled out is pretty thin, and I'm still sectioning more off because you want to gradually kind of blend the two together, because if you just take and pull that section completely back and then start plucking from the front, you'll have a gap. So you kind of want to gradually start blending, and I'm just doing step 2. I'm blending until everything kind of looks seamless. You can do step 1 and step 2 for this part, but I feel a little bit more comfortable with plucking, so I just skipped to step 2 and I'm just blending everything together. So this is what it looks like once the wig is completely plucked. If you guys want to see how I installed this wig, make sure you stay tuned for part 2.